I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Did you notice I got a new entrance video? I might have made it too long. I think maybe I'll clip some of that out. Maybe. We have a big show planned for all of you today. Am I on here? Are we good to go? Because we have some things to discuss. We have some items of interest to discuss, to talk about. Some things have happened. Hello, Polly. Oh, Polly's here early. Holy shit. Greg, what's up, Greg? Heard you had an interesting evening. Jesse, Rebby. Hello, Rebby. Thomas, everybody. Hello, Alex Electric Gaming. Alex, I know a lot of people in AEW. So, how you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a great show this evening. If you would please like and share the stream. I have some big personal news here. I'm excited to inform you that I no longer have to be a weirdo about... You like the thumbnail? I no longer have to be a weirdo about one show is one name and the other show is another name, because I spoke to Rumble, and guess what they did? Here, watch this. You can after hours at Rumble at Climatics TV on Rumble. There we go. Problem solved. They hooked me up with a little account help. And now my Rumble account is Climatics TV. So we are going to get into it. Lots of things have happened. I hope you're in the mood for a little bit of fun and excitement. We will be getting to Tommy and all the other stuff, I would imagine. If not, I'll just do my show and they can bugger off. You know what I mean? So, I know, Polly. How about that? I know, right? I spent all afternoon doing that, making another video, you know? So, I'm gonna make a video on Iran, whatever. I just didn't have time to do it today. I hope everybody is excited as I am about the activities all around the country. It seems that people have had enough. Oh boy, lots of ICE agents and things. They're amping up their aggression a little bit. Have you noticed that? Do you think? Oh, well, hold on. Before we start, because we're going to start with something fun, guys. Before we start, I have a question. I have a question for you. A couple questions just to get you thinking and in the mood for a long show, right? Do you think that the timing of the United States going after Greenland has anything to do with the current situation in Iran? Because the Northwest Passageway, I mean, I did a whole video on it, right? The Northwest Passageway is the prime trade route that goes into the region of both of us. I mean, it's like the connector almost, you know what I mean? So do you think that there's a correlation there? Tommy is sick. He won't be out. Oh, well, that's okay. Maybe we have some other friends that we can tap into later on. Otherwise, I'll just do my show and you can enjoy my show and that'll be the end of it. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into it. As always, thank you so much for being here with me. If you could please, I'm live on YouTube and Rumble right now. If you'd be so kind as to like the stream, give it a thumbs up, share it with your community, Do all the things. On Rumble, if you could please repost it. There's a little pill looking thing and it says repost with some arrows. You just click that. I also have a business inquiry email. It's on my YouTube channel now. In case anybody that's a serious entity would like to book me for any engagements or any sort of anything as far as like interviews or being on their panel or anything like that. I'm interested in advancing this. I'm going to be tapping into AI quite a bit more. Also, if you would do me a favor, and I'm going to, I already have a David Starr account on YouTube and a channel on Rumble, but I'm also going to be making a gaming one too, so I can kind of separate things. I'm going to be utilizing AI to try to take some of the workload of making videos away from me. We'll see what happens. But there's a lot of things coming. I am a one-man operation. Literally nobody helped me get to where I'm at right now. Nobody. I helped myself. If that sounds selfish, it was meant to be because I'm proud of me. If you can't be proud of yourself, how can you be proud of other people? How can you be proud of your child if you can't be proud of his parents? You know what I mean? So I have a lot of it's not conceit. You know, I worked hard and now I'm reaping the benefits of my hard work. I streamed to nobody. I literally streamed to 0 people. Oh, you know what? That's not true. You know who I streamed? One viewer. You know who it was? Fucking Streamlabs. A bot. So I had 1 viewer. And then I tried to do it on Twitch. It didn't work. As soon as I started streaming on YouTube, though, it started popping off. So, question: we need to subscribe to channel, or is it the same channel as before? The Dragon fan. The switch on Rumble will be seamless. If you were already a part of my Rumble, it'll be seamless. Now I don't have to tell people, well, it's Climatics without the TV over on Rumble. It's all the same. It's just Climatics TV everywhere. So, I was almost David Star TV. I just was trying to get away from that because my real name's not David, or Star. So I was tired of being called that. You know what I mean? But did you have to prove age to watch it? YouTube is way better for discoverability, to be honest with you. So the thing is this, okay? And then we're going to get into the first video. It's a good one. You're going to love the first video, okay? All these websites are designed not to be used individually. Hey, look, if you're a beginning content creator, please pay attention to what I'm about to say. These websites, X, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, they're not meant, as far as being a content creator, as far as making money, they are not meant to be used individually. If you make $1 million just off of Instagram only and that's all you use, holy shit, how'd you do that? Because it's not okay. If you're a streamer, right? For example, let's say you're a streamer, right? Here's the thing. You use, that's a little bright, isn't it? You use YouTube and Twitch to go live. Then you save clips from your stream to upload to your channels. Then you do fun little quirky videos on TikTok to get because TikTok is really good for discoverability. So you'll gain a lot of people from TikTok that you can funnel to your channels. Then you use Twitter or X or Facebook maybe to advertise that you're going live. Then you use Instagram to do behind the scenes pictures, like a picture of me with my computer this way, like a picture like right here, boom, so you can see what I'm looking at, like pictures of my dog, pictures of my shoes, or whatever, if I go on a vacation or something. That's what Instagram is for. So it's all tied in together, like people like Asmongold are living the dream. Do you know, while he's streaming, he has a team of people clipping out things that he's doing, boom, boom, boom. And by the time he gets done with the stream, he has multiple, sometimes a lot of videos already uploaded to his channel. Like, he's sleeping and videos are being uploaded. That's the dream. I can't do that. But you know what I can do? I can use AI to streamline the whole process. So I'm working on it. I've been doing a deep dive, and my brain has been in like chat GPT hell, trying to figure out the best way to do this. The Greenland video that I made, I used a lot of AI things in that. They got to be like, I've seen several videos of ICE agents that aren't playing fucking games no more. I think they finally had enough. Are tens? I don't. I think it's really different. I think it's very, very sketchy to label anybody as a 10. I think that a 10 means you have no room for improvement. Bitch, please. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. You're gonna love this video. I watched 5 seconds of it, and as soon as I looked at the title and I watched 5 seconds of it, I turned it off and saved it for the stream.
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
That's my abuela.
What? I'm your wife.
Drop the empanadas. Never. What the heck, man? Why did you shoot my empanadas? Those empanadas could have been armed. Wait, before you take me, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, like, and comment. Smash that subscribe button.
What is he talking about?
Dictators are weird, man.
Maduro, Nicolas, how are you? Good flight? I heard the Iwo Jima was very nice. Iwo Jima, 2 beautiful words. Means made in America. Beautiful ship. Don't call them boats. Learned that early in life. They're ships, Nicholas, not boats. Though the Love Boat was a cruise ship, and personally, I would have sunk it. Not a Steuben guy. His ship wasn't run tight enough. Would you like the pleasure of seeing me now, Nicholas? Just a moment, Nick.
Ouch! My mustache!
Good evening, Amy.
You ripped off my mustache.
Wait, hold on. This was real? Unbelievable. There's blood and everything. Wow. That's a tremendously authentic, not fake mustache. This I can tell you.
You ripped it off my skin, Senor Trumpo.
Want a tissue? Actually, no, you don't get tissues. You're a narco-terrorist. Narco-terrorists don't get tissues. That's the rule. Did you know that? The Trump tissue rule. Passed Congress 600 to nothing. Very strong rule. Important rule. Okay, here, I'll give you this fake mustache.
Mickey Mo, what's up?
Gave me. What a mess you are.
This is kidnapping. I am a prisoner of war. You cannot do this. I am the president of Venezuela.
Were the president. Past tense. Now your inmate number, what's his number? 47829. See? You're a number now. I guess your new Spanish name is 47,829. You messed around, Maduro. And now you found out. See this book? My book, #1 bestseller. You should have read it. Chapter 7, Don't Traffic Cocaine. Beef, right? So good. Anyway, let's talk business. Venezuela, you ruined it, completely destroyed a beautiful country, but I'm going to fix it because that's what I do. I'm a builder, like Bob, yellow hat, friends like Muck the dump truck.
You cannot just take my country, Trumpo.
Done DeLuise, amigo. It was easier than finding an open slot for your kid at a Minnesota Somali daycare. So what has two big, beautiful thumbs and all the oil? This guy, 303 billion barrels. You know how many times you could go over Niagara Falls in 303 billion barrels?
303.
Bingo! Gas prices, Nikki. Finally, gas prices are going back down. Some say as low as 30 cents a gallon or higher. It's going to be beautiful. Like Melania, who has a new movie coming out, by the way. I believe it's called Melania. We'll check on that. Tremendous reviews coming in.
That oil is ours.
Was yours. Was. You still don't understand the concept of past tense, Nick. Should have went to Wharton like I did. They teach past, present, future, and extra future tense. Not many people know that. And now that oil is ours, America's. We're going to drill it, refine it, sell it, make trillions with a T, as in Trump, me, the man who drank your milkshake.
This is imperialism.
No, this is business and also justice. You've been indicted since 2020, Nick, narco-terrorism. We've been very patient. Some say too patient. In fact, I've had some of the finest animal trainers in the world come up to me and say, "Sir, please teach me how to be so patient."
The helicopters, the empanadas, they're shooting the beef again.
Relax, Nicholas. That was just someone knocking. Probably the janitor. Very normal. Janitors love to knock. Great people. Remember Schneider from One Day at a Time? More of a handyman, actually. Anyway, you're safe now. Well, not safe. You're going to prison. Hope you're like Diddy as a cellmate. You two will get along just fine. Believe me.
I can't stop hearing the machine guns.
We'll get you therapy. I'll call my friend, Dr. Phil, a great guy. Used to be very heavy, lost it all. Might be a nice common ground for you two to start at.
Mr. President, the oil fields are secured. Full control. PDVSA is cooperating completely.
Beautiful. See, Maduro, already happening. Marco here, my Secretary of State, fantastic guy, very smart. Not so good at the drinking water on live TV. He's been waiting years for this moment.
Sir, our polling shows 94% of Venezuelans support the U.S. intervention.
Lies, fake polls, propaganda.
94%. Nikki, that's basically everybody. I believe that's also my latest approval rating. We'll check on that.
Nicolas, let me be very clear. You are not the president of Venezuela. You never were the legitimate president. You are the head of Cartel de los Sols, a narco-terror organization that took a country. That's over now.
You will pay for this. History will judge.
History's going to love this. Nick, Trump stopped the drugs. Trump got cheap gas. Trump freed Venezuela. Trump gave out free beef empanadas to all military families.
As a white lady, I'm just going to say
great.
it.
You, not so much.
Wow.
Mr. President, media is asking for more details on the operation. They want specifics.
Pete, Defense Secretary, handsome as hell. Look at that jawline, Nick. We could have sliced open your panic room with that jawline. Tell him it was flawless, Pete.
What happens to me now? Please, Senor Trumpo.
Prison, Nick. The big house. The Stony Lonesome. The Iron Bar Cafe. Long time. You're going to be in there till you're like 90.
90. I'm only 62.
Then you've got 28 years to think about your choices. See how fast I math that math, Nick? Seconds? There are levels to this game.
In Venezuela, my country?
Liberated. I love that word. Such a beautiful word. Liberated. The people are free now. Free from you. Free from drugs. Free from corruption. We're going to make Venezuela great again. MVGA. Rolls off the tongue. Working on the hats.
Can I at least have one empanada? Just one, por favor.
No.
This is not over, Senor Trumpo. One day.
Actually, Nicholas, it's the opposite of not over. It's over, very over. Guards, take him to MDC Brooklyn, cell block D.
My empanadas, my mustache, my country, my dignity.
If this was Jeopardy, the category would be things you have lost forever, and the host would be Trebek, not that new guy. He's a disgrace. Ken Jennings. Wish he was your cellie, as a matter of fact. That means cellmate Nick. A lot of people don't know that.
I'm a prisoner of war. Geneva Convention. I demand a lawyer.
You'll get a public defender. Very affordable. Very talented. I picked him myself. Went to the finest university in the land, a little school called Trump U, the Harvard of online universities.
Sir, that went very well.
Beyond very well. In fact, it was closer to too well. Captured a dictator, got his oil, got his empanadas. That's called a hat trick, Marco, hockey term. Wayne Gretzky. Had dinner with him last week. He said, "Sir, if you pull this off, I think you should take my nickname, the Great One." I said, "Cart before the horse there, Wayne. Now pass me the poutine."
The Venezuelan opposition is requesting a meeting. Maria Corina Machado wants to thank you personally.
Tell her I'll call her. She won the Nobel Peace Prize, right? Very impressive, the Nobel. It's the Cadillac of peace prizes.
And Delcy Rodriguez, sir.
She'll cooperate. They always cooperate. I'm very persuasive. You know that phrase about the carrot and stick? I just carry a stick because vegetables are for losers. So to the other dictators out there watching, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, whoever else, this is what happens when you mess with the United States of America. We come get you in the middle of the night with 150 helicopters. Your generals will betray you and will eat your empanadas, all of them.
Did you guys know that Nick Shirley did it again? He did it again. This guy's on fire. I can't believe he only has 1.5 million subs. Seriously, I can't believe that's all he has. Check this out. I don't know if you watched this, but we're going to watch it. Tommy's probably not going to go out, so we'll just do our show. We'll see later on who's live in Portland. I have a few people. Paulie's going to be happy about this. Tonight might be a live stream from Minnesota. We'll see, guys. I have a few people I can stream I've been in contact with that have given me permission, so we'll see what happens, right? If that's the case, we'll still do our whole Rumble switch over and things like that, right? So, in fact, let me get the Rumble stream link. And I'll pin it here. Oh, are you kidding me? No. I would never even consider restreaming Mercado. He's got too much heat on him. I don't really know him, to be honest with you. I can't say publicly that I like or dislike him. I like people and dislike people on an individual basis only. I don't care what you think of them. I don't care what Tommy thinks of them. I don't care what other people think. Until they do something wrong directly to me, I'm fucking cool. But if they do, I mean, like, Tommy's friends with that one dude. I don't like that one guy. So it is what it is, you know? I didn't say I liked Mercado. I don't like some of his tactics. But he's never done anything directly to me. And until he does, or if I see him, I have not watched him enough to see him do something like super, super shitty. If you have a clip of that, you think that I ought to look at that, that might change my opinion. But shoot me a link on X. Tony P in the house. All right, so I want to watch this. I have not. Okay, so just so you guys know for future reference and for now, number one, did you notice I did a new entrance video, right? I think it might be too long. We'll see. Maybe I'll cut out one of the songs at the beginning and then I'll just go right into that since it's longer. That just gives me a chance to set up and get my drink and get all my stuff and make sure I look all pretty for all the girlies. You know, I got to make sure I look all nice. I got to look like all manly and stuff, you know. Because you know how there's a difference between liberal women and conservative women. I almost said, my like was like tongue tied. Let me try that again. Hold on. Guys, you know how there's a big difference between liberal women and conservative women? Guess what? I got a news flash that all the ladies in here already know. There is just as much of a gap between a liberal man and a conservative man. Facts. Ladies, am I wrong about that? How hard would it be for you to get a nice manly man if you're a liberal? You seen that girl crying like, oh my God, there's no liberal men. What the fuck? What do I do? What's happening? I can't find it. Yeah, they're all with their boyfriends and shit. Hi Colleen, what's up? They're all like getting their nails done and shit. That's what they're doing. Liberal women, you know where you go to meet a man at? Nail salon. I think that if I ever do have another date again, because I haven't been on a date in a long time, if I ever have another date again, I'm gonna do something like really, really like American. Like we're gonna go to the gun range. We'll see how fast the date's over. Or if I take a first date to the gun range, it's either going to be a really early night or I'm getting married. One of the two.
I'm asking No. You don't ask me nothing, man. $2.25 million. Get out.
Are we the only community that does fraud?
How come they said this building was closed? Do you guys know where advanced mobility is? Advanced mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
They know we're shining the light on the fraud, and they have no defense.
Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
By the way, guys, if you would be so kind as to like the stream, whether it's on Rumble, YouTube, both, repost it, share it. That'd be great. I would really appreciate that. I'm working on getting AI all set up. I don't necessarily like all of AI. I think it's still in like the LimeWire, Napster, Kazaa phase where everything's fucked up. Hello, Spin City News. Thanks for the raid, bro. But I'm trying to use like there's several very expensive entities out there. One of them is called 11 Labs. There's Opus Clips. There's lots of different things you can do and utilize to really produce. I'm talking about 50 to like maybe 70 videos a week. That's what I'm like looking at. And we're talking about automating a lot of the process. Not automating the individuality of the videos and the personal nature of them. No, I'm not dumbing them down. I spend so much time. If you saw how much time it takes me to do a video, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm doing so many things probably the slow way. I don't even know. All right. Iran strike tonight imminent. Do you want info? Yeah, I mean, I have things planned out here pretty solidly. I think Tommy's sick, so he probably won't go out. Yeah, if you want to send me a link or something, just, I'll look at it. But for now, I have things planned out. I mean, I spend honestly, like, when I look at a video to watch, I don't watch it first. I kind of know what this is going to be about. It's like Nick Shirley. It's little Somali soda. Is that what we're calling it, Polly? Somali soda. So I don't really know it. So I'm watching the videos for the first time too with you. But I will look at it. I mean, so send me a link or something.
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds. The Minnesota,
a message on X, a text message, I don't care. A fucking carrier pigeon, asshole. Fucking carrier pigeon.
The fraud scandal continues to get worse and worse as
Spin City News, Pony Express.
billions of dollars.
Put that bitch in the saddlebag and just pray. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Fraud has been exposed, and as I showed the world the blatant fraud taking place at daycares and other locations across Minnesota, it became the most viewed video expose on the internet and created instant change within the government as the Fed sent thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, and the HHS froze over $185 million in all payments to childcare. And while politicians...
Oh, Colleen, you're so right. We would all go to prison if we did 5%. If we did 5% of what these yahoos did, I almost used a really bad word. If we did 5% of what these yahoos did, like this guy right here, speaking of Yahoo, this moron right here. You ever seen his wife make a speech?
like Tim Waltz call people like me white supremacist and far-right delusional conspiracy theorists for exposing the fraud. Meanwhile, he actually dropped out of running for re-election. The Minnesota fraud scandal has erupted the nation as protests and riots took place, all starting because daycares like Quality Learning Center were exposed. However, the daycares is only a small portion of the fraud taking place in Minnesota. In this video, I will take you into what has continued to allow this fraud to happen and connect all of the dots for you, exposing all of the fraud from strange connections of the business owners and the politicians who have openly admitted to the fraud on live TV. And to dive deep into the fraud, I met back up with the local David, who has been investigating this widespread fraud scandal for years. So here in Minnesota, you have daycare fraud, you have adult daycare fraud, you have healthcare fraud, and you even have more fraud. What's some of the fraud that's also taking place here inside of Minnesota?
Well, what I think might be sort of the heart of the beast here is this transportation fraud. And what I mean by that is in Minnesota, we have something called non-emergency medical transportation, NEMT. My research has shown that there are about 1,020 such companies in Minnesota, and more than 90% of them are Somali owned.
And so right here on the table, what do we have? All this information right here.
Did you see how many companies were? What the fuck? Fake daycare, millions of dollars. I'm in the wrong fucking business.
Here.
So I have a number of companies that are local here in the Twin Cities, and this is just a fraction of the companies that are out there. What I found was that the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles per company. A lot of these companies, their address is an apartment, some are in a house, some are in a convenience store, some of them in a vacant building. There's no signage, there's nobody there.
And so why would there be such a need for all these transportation companies here inside of Minnesota?
So if you think of this transportation as the hub of the wheel, so childcare is a spoke, adult daycare is a spoke, autism is a spoke, the interpreter services, which we can get into, that's another spoke. It all ties back to transportation. Why? Because those meals someone had to deliver those meals. Someone has to deliver the kid to autism, or say they did. So it.
Wait. Who's resigning tomorrow morning? Tim Waltz? No. Am I confused? Who's resigning tomorrow morning? I'm sorry. I have to pause it and break it up quite a bit, to break up the monetization. I'm hoping. So Colleen is resigning tomorrow? I'm so confused. Thank you, Amy. Jesus, dude. It's like pulling teeth. He really did. I mean, I know he's a fraudster, right? But if you take that away, he really did get a raw deal. He was plucked from obscurity to run for the vice president of the United States, the second most powerful person on planet Earth. And nobody knew who he was really unless you lived in the region. And now, not only is he going to jail, but the entire world knows him as Tampon Tim. I don't want to be known as anything feminine, hygiene, anything than my name. Nothing. You know? I'll pass on that shit. Hell nah. Is Cly in top chat still? I'm sure I am. Let me see what I'm missing. This and that. Is there? Klobuchar has her hand. Okay. I see. Who am I? Who did I miss? Because of all that. What am I missing? Rebby, you want to go to the Leering Center with me? You want to go leer about shit? I want to, you know what I want to know? I want to know how long that sign has been up there. Does anybody know the answer to that? How long they had Leering Center up there? It must have been quite a while.
It all revolves around the transportation. And so when you're looking at this, you say, okay, well, let's just be conservative. Let's go on the low side. Let's say there are only 800 Somali-owned non-emergency medical transportation companies in Minnesota. Well, again, the average is 20 vehicles per company. So that's 800 times 20. And the way these NEMT companies are paid is if they bring someone to a doctor's appointment, whatever the case might be, or Costco or wherever they're going, because remember, it's non-emergency medical transportation. Well, we went to Costco because they have to eat or they'll die. So that's considered, right? So it's almost impossible to figure out from the outside what exactly the payments are for each of these trips. But I have a pretty good idea. So when someone provides a transportation to a facility or a location, they're also paid for the time to sit there and wait for the appointment to end and then drive the person back. So they're paid 3 different ways. And the average is going to be $50 per trip. So it's going to the appointment as a trip, coming back trip. So that's $100 per round trip. So if you have 800 companies in Minnesota that are NEMT companies, they all own 20 vehicles, and they're all making 10 trips a day, and it's $50 per trip. So it's 800 times 20 times 10 trips times $50 a trip. Do the math. And the reality is, how many of these trips are being provided? 0. They don't have to provide any. Why? Because when they are paid by the state of Minnesota, these companies go online and they fill out a form, and it just says, okay, how many trips, how many miles. They submit that electronically to the state, and boom, they get paid. Nobody bothers to check. They don't call the dentist. Did this kid show up? They don't do anything. As soon as that form is filed with the state of Minnesota, that payment goes out immediately.
And so essentially, these transportation companies are what hold all of the fraud together, because you have the daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the adult daycare centers working with the transportation companies, the healthcare companies working with the transportation companies. So it's just another way to bill and to also make it look like something's happening here inside of Minnesota.
This is the belly of the beast. All of this fraud revolves around these transportation companies. All of it.
You know what's fucked up? Those people seem really stupid. And I consider myself to be smart. And I feel like if I tried to do some scammy fraud shit like that, I would immediately go to prison. But they've been doing it for like a decade or 2. It's almost like somebody's helping them.
Is every part of fraud here in Minnesota.
And today we're going to go confront these people. We confronted them last time. There was no kids in any of the child care centers. And today, what do you expect to see?
I think we're going to see some vehicles because, you know, when I drive around the cities here, I see these Somalis driving. Mostly it's like a Plymouth Caravan or whatever. And there's never, ever, ever been a passenger. And in 7 years, I've never seen a passenger in any of these vehicles. I've followed some of them. They're going to Costco, they're going to Sam's Club, they're going to Walmart. The driver gets out, goes in there, loads up a shopping cart, comes in, puts it in the van, and off they go back to where they live.
And now we're going to go out and see what's happening with these transportation companies.
And here's the other thing. Tim Walz and the Department of Human Service, you threw the people of Minnesota under the bus. Shame on you, and I'm coming for you.
You heard it here.
I love the ominous music that Nick added, or his editors. I don't know if he does his own editing, but I love the ominous Halloween music.
First, David. All right, let's go. So where's the first location we're going to?
The first location is a company called Safari Transportation, Cedar Avenue South in Minneapolis.
And so what makes Safari Transportation Company an interesting transportation company?
Well,
allegedly fraudulent.
Well, the thing about Safari is that they've been registered since 2015 with the state of Minnesota as operating vehicles. And again, the national average for a non-emergency medical transportation company is 20 vehicles. So if they've got 20 vehicles and they're at 607 Cedar Avenue, I have no idea where there's parking them because there is no parking anywhere near this office.
We've arrived to the transportation company. We're outside, and right there we have a Loving Arms adult daycare. All the windows are completely boarded out right there, and there's supposed to be a transportation company registered.
Adult daycare? For like adults with like severe special needs? Like a care facility, like if you're like a paraplegic and you have no family? Like, is that what excuse me, hi. It's for seniors, okay. Cause I'm like, what the fuck is an adult daycare? That sounds sketchy as fuck.
Registered right here. It's 617, but it's a liquor store. Okay, so the location here is 607 and also 617. These are two transportation companies. We're on a main road right now, and this is 607, and it is not a transportation company. It's actually a money transfer, but it's registered here, 607. This does not look like Safari Transportation. Where is the transportation company?
I don't see any signs denoting that there's any transportation. It's all just looks like money wiring. But if you look at the Secretary of State's office, state of Minnesota, Safari Transportation, 607 Cedar Avenue, and it's been registered here since 2015. That was the original filing.
So let's see if we have the manager. Let's see if we can find FOD. Hello. How are you? We're looking for the transportation company.
Safari Transportation?
Looking for Safari Transportation?
No, there's no Safari Transportation here.
No Safari Transportation?
Safari Transportation is 607 Cedar Avenue.
We're just looking for Safari Transportation.
We don't know.
So, but this is registered for Safari Transportation, 607.
That's the address.
Okay, we don't know.
We're asking where Safari Transportation is.
We don't know.
Okay, so the business is not here.
Don't record.
Fuad Omar?
Fuad Omar?
We don't know. This, do you see this? What is this?
Money transferring.
That's it.
Okay,
Well, this
registered.
is from the state.
This is fraud taking place. This is supposed to say, this is for Safari Transportation.
Go find out.
Yeah, we did find out. This is fraud right here.
Registered here
This is
since
registered.
2015.
2015?
Safari Transportation, state of Minnesota.
2015, oh yeah.
I have a not so hot take. Are you ready for it? Nick Shirley needs security like right fucking now. Hey, look. Nick Shirley is one of the bravest or most brave people I've met or I've seen in a long time. He puts himself into a lot of fucking real ass danger.
Well, but it's registered now. This is current, just off the state of Minnesota.
No,
website
that's not
today.
enough, Greg. Greg, that's not
From
enough.
today. I just printed this off today. Fuade Omar.
Go check it out.
We're here. This is 607. Where's Safari Transportation?
Okay, it's no Safari, period.
Okay, so it's a fraudulent business.
Did you see Safari anything here?
Exactly.
Did you see?
Exactly. It's
Did
not
you
here.
see it?
It's a fraud.
Did you see, sir?
Okay, thank you. We're going to go to the next address. All right, let's keep moving on. So 607, this is supposed to be Safari Transportation, no transportation company. And now we're going to 617, another transportation company. However, it is actually Cedar Riverside Liquor. Where is the transportation company?
617.
617 right here?
Transportation for the state of Minnesota is registered to 617 Cedar Avenue South.
And it's a liquor store. David, they aren't even trying to hide that these are transportation companies. Where are the vans at?
Should we ask?
Let's go ask.
Hey, we're looking for Dreamline Transportation.
What's that?
Now we're in 617, Dreamline Transportation.
No.
Where is the transportation company?
No, we don't have this.
You ever heard of Safari Transportation?
Safari, I know Safari, that money wiring, 607.
The money wiring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's money wiring.
Yeah.
We're looking for Safari Transportation.
607.
They said they never heard of it.
I never did. Safari company, the money wiring, they send money there, that's the 607.
So Safari gets the money and then they wire it out.
Yeah, the money.
That man just said that Safari is actually a money wiring company.
How we took care of it.
Therefore, they're receiving money and then wiring it somewhere.
You know, I want to play devil's advocate. Will you play devil's advocate with me? I would imagine a lot of the people who are physically working in these stores, even if they're like the manager, they probably don't really know what's going on behind. You know what I'm saying? Now maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe they're in on it, but maybe not all of them. I think maybe like if you're just a shopkeep at a store and you're running the store and you're worried about, oh fuck, I'm out of Mountain Dew, I got to reorder fucking Marlboro 100s in a box. I got other shit going on, you know? Like I would imagine that there's people in charge of the building. Like they got to go and look up the property online in like a real estate way and look up who is the controlling party of either the deed or the lease agreement, or whose name is on the documents and the paperwork. Because you walk into a store and you're like, oh, this is a fraud thing. And the guy in there is like, I just work here. What do you mean fraud? What are you saying? This is like, I'm just trying to restock my shelf, bro.
Where? Underneath the name of a transportation company.
We said to go here.
Suite A right here. And then you have 617A right here, but this is reliable services, immigration, travel, and tax. I do not see a transportation company anywhere.
Good morning. Hey, we're hoping to find Dreamline Transportation. You ever heard of it?
I've never heard of it. Ask next door.
He said to ask here. That you would know.
Ask next door. This is a mailbox. It's not a little far.
So, Dreamline Transportation could be nothing more than a mailbox. 834.
So it could be
that's
one
what I'm
of these
saying.
mailboxes. Well,
that's what I'm saying. To go in now I'm just playing devil's advocate. Don't get mad at me. But to go in there and accuse the guy that's working there, like, oh, this is fraud and you're in on it. Yeah, probably. Hey, devil's advocate. He probably don't have the fucking first clue what the hell you talking about. He's not a part of the cool kids club. He's the low level fucking guy who restocks the damn Mountain Dew into, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See you later.
607 Safari Transportation doesn't exist. It's actually a money
maybe you don't agree. I don't know.
617 Dreamline, inside of there, it's actually a liquor store, and then 617A.
Let's do it this way.
A place where there's a bunch of mailboxes, and it says reliable.
Let's do it like this so you can see the whole thing.
ITT services. How are you doing, man?
I just want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Why are you sensationalizing?
Oh my God!
Propaganda.
Oh my God!
What are we sensationalizing?
To attack our community.
What's this loser?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making
we're
good
looking,
money from this?
We're looking for
fraud.
No,
For instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607? It's not there. And why don't you answer?
How much money are
why don't you
you-
answer the
How much
question?
money
Where's
are you
617
making?
Dreamline Security?
How much money are you making?
I make
off
money
of
off of
this?
YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is.
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking.
I'll tell you the
fraud
reason
is
why
fraud,
this is
sir.
happening. All right, let me tell you the reason why you're
fraud is
attacking
fraud,
this.
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
This
fraud.
absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want,
This is their game plan, by the way. Any sort of question on what they're doing, you're a fucking racist. You don't like me because I'm black. I don't. You know what? The truth. You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth? I don't think it's called racist, but you know what I am? I don't like stupid fucking people. If you're stupid, I don't give a shit if you look like my twin. I don't give a shit who you are. If you're stupid, doesn't fucking matter. Stupid is colorless. Hey, put that shit on a fucking shirt. You heard that shit here first. Stupid is colorless. These people, though, they virtue signal so hardcore. It's like, you don't like me because I'm black. No, motherfucker, I don't like you because you're stupid. Because you're a dumbass. And you know what? They that whole like black fatigue, it's not black fatigue or Asian fatigue or Middle Eastern fatigue. It's asshole. Oh my God, it's like asshole fatigue. You know what I mean? That sounds bad, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like fatigue of like just rotten motherfucking people. I'm so sick of rotten fucking people. Greg, aren't you sick of rotten fucking two-faced bullshit fucking people? Aren't you sick of all the shit? I know I am. I'm not alone either. Look. That's why you're all here. You all watch. I go into other streams and I see all your fucking names in there when I'm not live. I think we all have a problem.
us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying that.
No.
We're not saying that.
When I go
Sir,
onto
we're
your
talking
comments,
about fraud. You're talking.
When I go onto your comments,
My comments.
what
aren't
I see
me.
is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's a comment.
You are listen.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps, just
How?
like the Japanese community. All
How?
right, you're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that
answer
can
the
listen.
question. Where,
That's something
where
that can,
is the transportation
something
vehicle
that can
company?
jeopardize
Answer the question.
safety and the protection of the
This is
Somali
fraud.
community.
We're talking about
if
fraud,
anything
sir.
happens to the Somali
We're talking
community,
about fraud.
Listen, I'm not doing anything. I'm
I
not
know,
physically touching
you're
you.
getting very close.
I'm not physically
You're
touching
very
you.
close.
No, I'm not physically touching you.
This is fraud. We're talking about fraud.
What you're doing.
You're
what
defending
you're doing,
fraud.
when I go into your comments,
You're defending fraud.
people who hate Muslims
Okay,
want
people
us
can-
out of here
people can say
for
what they
being
want. I'm not
Muslim
censoring
are
anybody.
using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People.
I'm sorry. I have to break it up for the video. You understand? They use that word all the time, right? Islamophobe, homophobe, whatever, you know. But that's not the right word to use. Arachnophobia is the fear of spiders, right? Transphobic. I'm scared. They think we're scared of it. Islamophobia means that I'm scared of Islam. Nothing personal to all the Islamic people out there, but your shit don't fucking scare me at all. Like, I'm not intimidated by the Muslim, like, whole, like, you know, the shit that they do. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah. I have real life, real world problems. You want to go pray 5 times a day? Leave me the fuck alone. You know? But I'm not scared of you, though. Come on. Are you scared? What's that fucking loser guy's name that ruined Bud Light? What's his name? Dylan Mulvaney? Greg, are you scared of Dylan fucking Mulvaney? I mean, come on.
Who hate Islam, use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about fraud.
We're
asking about fraud.
You hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate Muslims. We're talking about fraud. We're talking about fraud.
Why are you attacking us?
This
are we
is
the
fraud.
only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
All right, but there's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually 800.
Don't keep talking.
So,
you speak English,
transportation companies.
Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue, sir. This is about fraud.
We have, what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a...
Even it's 2,000 providers.
Okay,
you want to sacrifice the safety of 80,000 people because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad? Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Where's the transportation company?
What about if a mass shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick Shirley.
This is about fraud.
One single Somali gets hurt.
This is about fraud, sir.
It's because of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're very nice.
Out of our neighborhood.
Very nice.
Get the out of our neighborhood.
Sir, can you tell me where the transportation company is?
Out of our neighborhood. We don't want you here. Get the out of here.
Calm down, sir.
Get the out of here.
Sir, this is about fraud.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself, sir.
You wanted clicks?
You're sensationalizing yourself.
You wanted clicks? You wanted YouTube?
Tell me where the transportation vehicle is.
Clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the out of our community.
Tell me where the transportation
vehicle is. Out of our community.
Tell me where the... This is about fraud. This is...
Say I don't want
This is about fraud.
Say I...
You ever heard somebody talk about how somebody's big mad? This is what they mean. When they say big mad, this is it right here.
I don't want Muslims here. Say it. I want to change the Constitution.
No, I don't want to change the Constitution.
Freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are arguing for.
We're not talking.
Change the Constitution.
This is about fraud.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Get the fuck out of our community.
This is about fraud.
Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Tell me where the transportation company is then.
Get the fuck out of here.
Obviously, for this video, we had to get security because look at this now. All right, we're going. We're going. But there is no transportation company in there. Fraud. There were no transportation companies.
No, none.
This isn't about race. This isn't against religion. This is about fraud. We're fighting fraud here. We're not fighting a race.
Well, and this is what happens when you put a spotlight on fraud. The people who are benefiting become extremely violent, and the Somalis are the most violent people I have ever met in my whole life.
Because he couldn't answer the question. Where was the transportation company?
He wouldn't answer the question. All he did was make it about race and then issue threats.
Neither business was there or operating, and giving a very conservative estimate based off of David's numbers and other numbers online, it's fair to say each business is operating with an average of 20 vehicles and with a much lower and generous rate of $25 per trip, and with 10 alleged trips a day, each business is pulling an estimate of $1.3 million in gross revenue, and with those two locations alone, there's over $2.6 million in estimated fraud. All right, we're going to the next location.
What's interesting, Nick, is that one of the places we just visited, the 617 Cedar Avenue South, that's for Dreamline Transportation. That's the address listed with the state of Minnesota. But the place that we're going right now is going to have vans that say Dreamline Transportation on them, but they haven't moved in months and months. You'll see they're covered with snow. There will be no tire tracks. And so why are they using this address? And all that was in there was a liquor store. And he told us to talk to the guy next door, and those were all just mailboxes, and then the guy next door said, go talk to him. I said, we just talked to him. Obviously, the cover-up, and you see how they all stick together, and it's all this intimidation, and thank God we had the security we did there, because that would have been bad.
Now we're outside of this transportation vehicle company right here.
Yeah, and so you can see these are the vans that say Dreamline. You can see the sticker on the window and the numbers on the rear. None of these vehicles have moved in 8 months. I've been taking date stamp photos all these vehicles are in the exact same spot they were 8 months ago. And look, there's no tire tracks, so they haven't moved.
And
there you go, Polly.
This is Dreamline. Dreamline was the location where we got chased out from the Somalis on 617 Cedar. And this is a vehicle from Dreamline that actually didn't even exist. It was a liquor store. And now it's here, and the vans haven't moved at all. Literally. No vans and no tire tracks anywhere. If these vans are being used to transport people, whether it be healthcare,
what's up, Rumble?
There would be snow tracks. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 vehicles here. No snow tracks anywhere. These vehicles are not being used, and these transportation companies are making lots of money. Meanwhile, there's actually nothing to show for. Here's all of the vehicles right here. And the vehicles that are coming in and out, like this Toyota, it does not have anything to do with transportation company because there's no stickers on it and there's snow tracks. But the vehicles that are supposed to be used for transportation are literally locked in. Snow is building icicles. No one's even came out to remove the snow off the window. These transportation vehicles are not moving. And then right here, David has more paperwork for Silver Mountain. And there's 3 different companies in the same address.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how all of these companies are intertwined, this is a perfect example of that.
And this is why these transportation companies are so essential to the fraud in Minnesota, because they allow the fraud to be supported, as the majority of the fraud is from welfare programs like daycares, autism centers, and adult daycares, and healthcare services. They need to leave a paper trail to make it look like something is happening. Therefore, they use these transportation companies to create that paper trail by saying they're moving people from an adult daycare to a healthcare provider, for example, but they actually never provide the service at the healthcare provider. But that paper trail allows them to continue to bill the state for the money, and everyone gets paid. That's why this fraud is so deep and hard to dismantle, because quite literally everyone is involved.
And it's all because the state of Minnesota never checks.
All right, so this is actually the location for Silver Mountain Inc., LLC, and Co. Let's see if any... Yes, we're wondering where Silver Mountain.
Silver Mountain?
Silver Mountain.
Oh, I don't know that. Where it is.
It says 2722 Park Avenue.
Where
is Silver Mountain here?
Silver Mountain. You don't have a permission to do that.
Okay, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You were
no, the name's not Silver Mountain. It's just Silver Mountain.
Don't ask me that. When you come.
All right,
so
sir. Well, so Silver Mountain does not exist.
You're making a business. You have millions of people watching you. You're making business to
okay, sir. You have millions of people watching right
yes.
now. Where is Silver Mountain?
I don't know where
Healthcare?
Silver Mountain is.
Okay, well that's what we're looking for. All right, we're moving on. So Silver Mountain does not exist. David, we're just simply asking for where is Silver Mountain Home Healthcare?
I can't find any of these companies. I mean, this is shocking. 3 companies are supposed to be in that building, and he's never heard of them. He doesn't know anything about them.
And look, so they don't exist there. Right there, Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services, a daycare right there. All these welfare companies are in the same location, but their businesses, that business didn't even exist.
It's all fraud, all of it.
So right there is a transportation company, no passenger, just a driver.
How come you think when it comes time to take accountability for what's happening, or just to answer simple questions about the fraud, they can't answer?
Well, I think their reaction tells you all you need to know. The reaction is so violent that if there was no fraud going on, they would say, what are you talking about? They would have a civil conversation, but they can't, because they know we're shining the light on the fraud and they have no defense. So in their mind, being loud and using profanity is...
Joe, we're streaming on both right now. I never only stream on YouTube. It's YouTube and Rumble. And then if the shit gets crazy IRL, where I think I might like get my channel dinged, then I shut off YouTube just to protect me. That's a great question, Joe.
Their only defense.
Because I'm trying to give them the opportunity to say, where are the transportation companies? Where are the daycare? Where are the children? Where are the companies now? Yet they can't answer.
And to this point, Nick, the transportation companies we've been to, we haven't seen a single vehicle at any of them. In fact, some don't even exist. We can't even find them. We're going to the addresses that are listed on the Secretary of State's website as their business address.
This is a massive parking lot here. We're gonna go ask them where their vehicles are. They should not have any excuse as to why they don't have their vehicles here, other than if they are out driving right now. And what's the story behind this business?
Well, this business is new as of March of 2024. It's Muhammad Malim is the registered agent for 713 Minnehaha Avenue East.
Me and David headed into this building, however, the owner was not there.
We're here at the suite of Epimonnia Transport LLC. There's actually not even a sign here. And anyone here, it looks like there's a guy over here. Let's see if we can talk to him really quick. Do you know about Epimonnia Transport here?
So there was a transportation company here in 305 for a long time, even before I joined the building a few years ago. He's never really here. I've seen the office a couple times. There's barely anything in there but a couch. And then I see him maybe twice a month at IF, so.
And there's no transport vehicles outside. Massive parking lot, but no transport.
I've never seen one. I've been here for 3 years and I'm always here. I'm a workaholic. I'm just nonstop here, so I know everybody in the building, and this specific space here is probably the most sketchy out of any other business here. Everyone else is here, they're friendlier. He just pops in and out.
And for instance, this guy Muhammad, he should have his business in 308. There should be transportation vehicles outside. There's nothing.
That's weird that you say 308 because he's always been in 305 for the last 3 years.
Wow, so he's even lying on his public records with the government.
I would assume if he was to make and doing fraud, it makes sense to switch it up and throw people off track. It would be the first thing somebody would do, I would think.
So since the fraud has started to be exposed, Muhammad has left the scene, and that guy just said, he confirmed that there was never...
You know what really strikes me as odd with these liberals, and Joe, I'm gonna pick on you just a tiny bit, but not really, because you're actually one of the most respectful liberals I've met. But here's what really strikes me as odd. It's almost like no matter what the situation, if the conservative or MAGA base is, say, for it, the liberals go out of their way to figure out a way to be against it. It doesn't matter what the subject is. Isn't it kind of funny that they never ever agree with even one small little thing? It's always a problem, or it's always wrong. Even if just a short while back they all agreed about that. Maybe Hillary Clinton had said that back in the day, or whatever. But now it's almost like no matter what the situation comes up, no matter what the problem is, if the Democrats and Trump are all on whatever side we're on, the liberals fucking like tunnel vision. It's almost like they go, okay, Trump cured cancer. How do we turn this shit against him? How do we look at this in a way to where it's negative? It's like Donald Trump could save their mom's life on Christmas morning and they would want to sue him for like inappropriately touching her or some shit. You know what I mean? It's so weird, like how they never agree even the tiniest bit. How could you not agree that people from another country coming over here and committing fraud is bad? How could you not fucking agree with that? I don't care if you can absolutely think Trump is a dictator and a Nazi. And at the same exact time, you can also agree that Somalians coming over here and destroying our fucking cities is bad. What the fuck? It's like if you agree one time with any sort of like conservative value, that means you're sucking on the red, white, and blue dick of Donald Trump. That's just not the case. That's just not how this shit fucking works. And these people are fucking morons, I swear.
Been transportation vehicles outside. So Muhammad has completely left the scene. He's nowhere to be found, and this parking lot, massive parking lot, actually never even had any transport vehicles according to the guy who lived or had his office next to Muhammad. How quick do you think the fraud would dry out here in Minnesota if they were to cut out the transportation side of the fraud?
I think it would have a massive effect, and that the signal that would send would let people know the party's over.
Because if me and you were to go to the doctor, we'd either have to find a family.
Joe, you said something that I agree with. He's not a Nazi. Look, you guys know how you can tell that Donald Trump is not a Nazi? Joe, do you know how you can tell that Donald Trump's not a Nazi? Because people are allowed to call him a Nazi. That's why. That's the reason why. If he was a Nazi, there would be no people calling him a Nazi because they would be dead because he's a Nazi. See how that works? See what I did there, right? You see how that works?
Member, drive ourselves, or pay for an Uber. How come they even have this set up?
The No Kings protest, Joe, right? I'm sure you agreed with all that, right? Let me ask you a question, Joe, and I really want you to think about this. You don't have to answer, Joe, because there's no, Joe, just fun fact, there is no answer that you could give me to justify the No Kings protest, right? So No Kings protest, right, Joe? Do you really think, forget about Donald Trump, any king, it doesn't matter who it is, King James, King fucking Koopa, any king, it doesn't matter, King Arthur, any king, do you think a king would allow his kingdom to rise up against him and march through the streets on a regular basis calling for his head? Do you think that a king would allow that, Joe? Really? How long do you think that would last in the land of King Arthur? What about maybe 7 or 8 minutes?
Yeah, I tried to arrange a ride with one of these Somali transportation companies. They said they were all full. So now we're at 2833 13th Avenue South in Minneapolis, and there's supposed to be a non-emergency medical transportation company here called Advance Mobility Incorporated. And what's interesting about this company is that state records show that it first registered with the state of Minnesota in 1999.
And they have been in business for over 26 years.
Yes, correct.
And so we're going to go inside.
They must have a lot of vehicles.
So this is Advanced Mobility 2833, boarded up. All these windows are covered right here. We're gonna see if we can go inside. There's a bunch of shops in here. We have money transferring shop. We got clothes in here. There's a coffee shop.
No, Amy, no.
Advanced
No, he wouldn't.
Mobility is in here.
They would be dead.
Got spices. Is Advanced Mobility here?
You know 224?
I don't think you guys are allowed to record it.
Do you know where Advanced Mobility is?
Suite 224.
She's recording over there, so.
Joe, do you think the United States taking Greenland would actually start World War III? Joe, I would love to sit down with you, Joe, and pick your brain about what you think World War III looks like. What does that mean to you? I bet that's an interesting conversation, but
224. Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Do you guys know where Advanced Mobility is? Advanced Mobility? Yeah, we're looking for it. Never heard of it?
What is this? What is that?
Oh, my name is Nick Shirley. We're just looking for Advanced Mobility.
Hey,
where's Advanced Mobility at?
we don't care about Advanced Mobility.
That's what we're asking for. All right, we're looking for Advanced Mobility. Nobody can help us right now. We got a whole group of people trying to get us out of here. We're looking for Advanced Mobility.
We don't care about Advanced Mobility.
Advanced Mobility doesn't exist.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out. You need to get out. You need to get out. Get out.
Now they're pushing us out of here.
Get out.
Where's advanced mobility at?
We don't care about advanced mobility.
That's what we're asking for.
Get out. Get out.
Would you like to give a statement on where advanced mobility is?
Nope. Go ahead. Get out. We don't care.
So advanced mobility is not anywhere here. We're leaving, sir. Would you like to give a statement on what's happening here in Minnesota?
You make stuff up. This is a lie. I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for?
Nick Shirley.
Who do you work
This
for?
is Nick Shirley, sir.
I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's you.
Yes, sir.
But who do you work for?
For Nick Shirley.
I don't care about Nick Shirley.
That's who he's working for.
It's like, who's on first? This guy's a fucking idiot. They're talking to a brick fucking wall. It's hard to explain yourself to a box of cookies. You know what I mean?
Hey, Nick Shirley.
This is from the state of Minnesota.
We don't care about that. Get out of here.
Stop here.
And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here.
Advanced mobility doesn't exist.
Well, so what was interesting was we walked in there.
Hey, like the stream,
and
please.
On
Like
the
it.
state's website, it says it's in Suite 224, but it's a one-story building. None of the suites had the number 2 on them. It doesn't exist. And it's been registered since 1999, and it doesn't exist.
All right, next location. David, where are we at?
We're at what's called Ray's, R-A-Y-Z Transportation, LLC.
And this is Ray's Transportation. We're on a street. There's no parking lot for any transportation vehicles. We'll see what happens. This is the address for Ray's Transportation. Let's see if anybody is here. Is Ray's Transportation here, sir?
I don't know. Transportation place. There's no transportation places here.
Oh, okay, well.
All,
It's just Ray's.
healthcare places.
R-A-Y-Z.
Well, I think it's confirmed they're not here, David. So it's confirmed that Ray Transportation, all of these transportation companies, they're kind of like ghost companies. They exist on paper, but they don't actually exist in person. Would you like to see anybody in the government here held accountable?
Most definitely, because there can definitely be an allocation of funds.
And what's your message to Tim Walz?
Make a change, because there's definitely, even when it comes down to like the kids and stuff, there's definitely stuff that like we need spaces for the things that are going on that they're not doing. We need these type of spaces for it. Now this is some crazy stuff, but I'm glad that you bring a light to it. It is a crazy, interesting situation.
Hey, what's up? What you got going on, man? Hey. You keep the false narrative that you be going on. It's a nonsense.
You should get in your car because
you should not be doing that, right? You are creating misinformation. This is not fair. It's not fair for the American people to be doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair what you mean. You cannot be doing that. You're not being fair.
How?
This country is built on fairness. You're not being fair.
Yes,
you cannot come into the community and be doing that.
So we shouldn't allow fraud to be happening, right?
Let the legal system do its job.
Well, it's failed.
We got a governor. We got a attorney general. Let them do the job. You're not in a position to do the job. You're not a prosecutor. If you want to run for office, go ahead, run for office. But you cannot be doing this. This is misinformation. This is the information.
How is it misinformation, sir? It's from the
This is what you're doing.
state
You're
of
coming
Minnesota.
You're coming everywhere. Where you coming from?
You see what I mean? We're talking about the facts that's happening here.
Hey, you can't steal from us. Why? Because we don't want you to. Yeah, but you're committing fraud. So? Why are you mad about it? Would you just leave us alone? What the fuck? See, that's the problem here is that's why these people are so bold, because in their country, in Somalia, you can just go, hey, what's that over there? And like 20 people will go, like half of the fucking time I see these Somalian people, they're like, yeah, so we were doing this, and oh, look at the kitty. And then they just like fucking try, what the fuck?
It's Southside. It's my turf. Get it.
Sir, so we were just having a civil conversation. That guy hopped out of his car in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road about the fraud that's happening. And he's saying that I'm the bad guy for showing light of what's happening here.
They're passionate. They're passionate people. They don't want this type of stuff. either going on or be brought to light. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna it's a very tight-knit community.
You saw it firsthand how crazy it gets out here. He hopped out in the middle of the intersection. So this isn't about race. You're a black guy. They're black, right? We don't have no ill feelings towards you by any means. We're talking about the fraud that's happening. So God bless you, sir, and thank you very much. Why are we doing this?
So we're doing this, A, because it's the right thing to do. The people of Minnesota and the people of America want this done. Fraud is fraud. And when we try and talk with these people and say, look, the main reason we're doing this is to find out why why are all these...
No, Joe. Joe, you're wrong. I'm serious, you're wrong. You know who took Tim Walz out of the presidential race in 2028? Tim Walz. He's a fucking goober. Nobody would vote for that. You know what? Let's do a poll, Joe.
Checks being written by the state of Minnesota for companies that don't even exist. That's what we're trying to figure out. It's not a race issue. It's a fraud issue, and fraud is fraud.
And so what most people don't understand about this fraud is it is literally in the entire state of Minnesota. It's not just in one part of Minneapolis.
Right, and so I think what happens is the people in the suburbs of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they get lulled into a false sense of security because they say, oh, that's in Minneapolis, it doesn't affect us, or that's in St. Paul. And we're showing
Do the
that
poll. Do
this
the poll.
fraud spreads throughout the entire state of Minnesota, including all of the suburbs. And we're going to bring to light exactly what's going on in those respective suburbs.
And so what's happening in this suburb of St. Louis Park?
Well,
Hi,
this
Carlo.
is one of the Somali NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation companies that's registered with the state of Minnesota in St. Louis Park. And so let's see if this one actually exists.
This is the location of Crescent Transportation. We have no vans outside right now. Does not look like any vans are outside. Let's go inside and see if Crescent Transportation exists. Here we are, and it's an apartment complex. There's no signage of any Crescent Transportation Company. Once again, another fraudulent business where they don't even have a storefront to show where they're at. This is an
Colleen, probably Joe.
So this is an apartment complex right here?
Yeah. There's a few.
And have you ever seen Crescent Transportation out here?
Nope.
And what do you think about the fraud taking place here in Minnesota?
Huh? I'm a taxpayer. I don't like it.
What's your message to all the fraudsters?
Huh? Prosecute their ass. Take them to jail.
And how do you feel knowing that, for instance, right here, a transportation company that receives money from the government is not even here? It's an apartment complex.
I just said, I don't like it. I'm a taxpayer. I work hard for my money. People out here fraud, they should go to jail.
And should Tim Walz go to jail?
Oh, he cricket too, huh? All them cricket, all the politicians. My daddy ain't never liked none of them.
So that man right there just confirmed that this is an apartment complex.
Right, and so the cities have specific rules governing operating businesses out of apartments.
King Fixer, what's up?
They do not allow transportation companies to park vehicles in an apartment parking lot.
Everybody, please do
None
the
of
poll.
the cities in the Twin Cities allow that.
Because even if you were to be running a transportation company out of your apartment, there's nowhere to park the cars.
Well, where are they? There aren't any. Crescent, I don't see anything with Crescent on it anywhere.
More fraud taking place here.
So this is called Hopkins Child Care Center. This facility is licensed to hold 118 children. So this should be a really big facility. And this year alone, they have received $2.25 million from the state of Minnesota. And last year, they received $1.92 million from the state of Minnesota. And this facility, in the past 5 years, has been in the top 10 for the most money received from the state of Minnesota.
So there should be plenty of children. There should be footprints of children walking in and out.
This should be a very busy place, yes.
So this right here is Hopkins Child Care Center. They're receiving over $2 million a year. All of the windows are completely blacked out. You can't even get in. And for a place that's supposed to have over 100 children, there's no footprints anywhere going into this door. And it's locked, midday right now. This is the back side of the daycare, ringing the doorbell right now. see if anybody comes. Hello, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, sir.
Get out.
Okay, listen.
Get out. This is our business.
Each other, okay?
What are you looking for?
We don't care what you do on the parking lot.
Go this side. This private.
I can be here in the parking lot.
No. You don't be here.
Wait,
What are
can
you
we
looking
ask
for?
you about the daycare? It's up.
Hey, stop committing fraud. No. This is our business. Why are you here? What are you doing? Go away. No. Why? Because we said so. It's like think like I don't know if I'm making any sense to you, but take a step back and look at this from an intelligent American grown-up adult. They're having like a second grade argument. Does anybody know what the hell I'm trying to say? Does anybody get that? What I'm getting at? They're having like a kindergarten, like a little kid. You're a stupid head. Why? Because you're ugly. Your butt stinks. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have a real. Leave. Why? Because we said so.
All right. Can we ask you about the daycare?
No. I don't care, Ken.
Sir, I'm not racist.
You have to live here.
I'm asking
No. You don't ask me nothing.
$2.25 million.
Get out, you guys. Get out.
$2.5 million.
Get out.
This is a business.
Get out, hey. Get out. What are you looking for?
We're asking. We just want to
Get out.
We just want to ask you about $2.25 million.
Get out.
You said
Get out.
of here, man.
Get out, guys. Get out.
You cannot do that.
Get out. No, you cannot. You cannot do that.
Where?
Get out.
This is.
Get out. No. Get lost. Get out. No.
Sir.
You have to get out. This is our property. Get out.
Why?
Get out.
Can I ask you about the daycare? I have the paperwork right here.
No. Get out.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
Get out. Get
Can
out.
you answer the question?
Get out. No, I don't ask you any question. You guys, get out.
You can't answer the
Get
question.
out. No. What do you? What?
Yeah, I was thinking about like something that this and that just said. Who would possibly put their kids in these daycares to begin with? I know the answer to that question. Them. That's why they have 9 kids. If you have you and your brother and your other brother and your 2 sisters, that's 5 grown-up adults and everybody's married and everybody has 7 kids. That's 5 grown-up adult couples times 7. 5 times 7 is 35 fucking kids. Well, that's like half of a daycare right there. And if you're all related and you're all in, then that's why they all like they have their communities. They go and they all move together. You know what I mean? This is. I'm convinced that we're being fucking invaded, a la Trojan horse. Come here and slowly repopulate our country with their children. Like the next generation of immigrants is going to be vastly more people than I think that people that are like me, and I don't mean white, I mean American. People who are like me and people who are like you don't even realize how many look like, oh, well, you're going to separate the kids. No, I actually, honestly, hot take time. I want the kids to be deported more than I want the adults, because the adults, maybe they're 60, 70, they're not going to live that long. But you have a mom and dad who are in their 60s and they have 12 fucking kids. Those kids got to go now. You know what I'm saying? It's like in Palestine, right? In the Gaza Strip. It's like, oh, you're killing children or you're doing this to children. Like, what do you think those kids are going to grow up to be? What do you think that the militant fighters who are in their mid-20s and early 20s, those were those kids from not too long ago that we were like, oh, you got to protect the children. We are being invaded. Hot take. I told you hot take.
Who are are you?
My name's Nick
Who are you?
Shirley.
No, I don't give a shit. Get out.
Could you answer the question?
No, I don't.
What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare?
No. $1 million. Don't worry about it. Get out.
Hey, subscribe to my channel.
It's licensed for 108
Like it all and all that
I don't see any footprints of any children here. I don't see any footprints of any children here.
Get out. Get out. Guys, get out. No, I'm not asking nothing, man.
I'm just asking you about what we're seeing here.
No, get out. Get out.
And liberal white women, and I'm going to add a word. Single liberal white women, they want to be right so bad. And I don't mean like conservative. They want to be correct. They are looking for something to get behind because nobody's getting behind them. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna blue hair, stupid ring, nose ring, big dumb glasses, throat tattoo. Like, wouldn't you guys be stunned beyond belief if I introduced you to my new girlfriend and she was a weirdo liberal with blue hair and a nose ring? Wouldn't you be like, Clyde, what the fuck's wrong with you? Fuck you doing? The fuck are we? Really? Seriously? Right? Nah. You know what? I will pass. Yes, Colleen, I agree. Well, they're indoctrinating the children. I mean, that's fucked up. Same thing happens all over the world. North Korea, China, even in Russia and other places. I mean, literally in North Korea, I probably watched 500 hours of North Korea documentaries. North Korea is like the worst. They are so. I know people say like we watched that video about Turkmenistan being just as bad, but I don't think so. I think North Korea is probably the worst place on planet Earth to be at. It's bad. You can literally get arrested for something a relative did that you didn't even know you were related to that person. Can you imagine if your like distant cousin, like, you know, wiped his ass with Kim Jong-un's picture, and then all of a sudden the police are at your door arresting you, and you're like, why? What the fuck? Well, because this one person that you didn't even know you were related to did this shit, so now you have to go to prison camp. It's like, bro.
Get out,
sir.
This is my property.
You have millions of people watching right now. When you say what's the need for $2.25 million, and where are the 118 children?
Get out.
Sir, I'm just asking a simple question.
Get out. No, you don't ask me any question. Get out.
You have the opportunity to answer the question.
I have not muted or banned. No, I haven't muted or banned anybody. Joe, if you're having problems, it's you or YouTube. Just refreshing. Oh, he can't hear me. Tell him. Rebby's right. Refresh, Joe. Close it. Tell him close everything and come back in.
No. You can't ask me nothing. Get out. Get out of this, man. Get out. Get out, motherfucker. Get out.
Sir,
get out.
Just answer the question.
No.
Just answer
Get
the
out.
question.
No, get out. Leave.
Sir, just answer the simple question.
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You YouTube, man. Get out.
All right, code word has been given. We're out.
Get out.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
Get out.
Sir, just answer the question. Where are the children? No footprints of any children around here. No footprints of any children.
That's a good point.
Answer the question. We gave them so many opportunities. We gave them plenty of opportunities to just answer some simple questions. Millions of people are watching right now.
They came out with guns blazing. All we want to know is where are the children? 118 children, no footprints in the snow. All of their vehicles were sitting there with 2 feet of snow on them. They haven't moved in months.
The windows are all blacked out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at all these daycares. 4 men came out. Yet they couldn't answer the simple question. We had it right here. 118 children. $2.25 million is here.
This is the best part of the whole thing. Like, listen.
Now this daycare center, how much money has this one received?
So this.
Thank you for the $2, Jim Joe.
This child care center is called Proud Child Care Center. and it's in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, which is a very high income
I didn't ban anybody.
area. It's a further out suburb from Minneapolis, but there are a lot of multi-billion-dollar homes right in this neighborhood, and this childcare got $1.25 million in funding in fiscal year 2025. It got $1.08 million last year. It opened in 2021. Let's go see if we can find any kids.
There should be at least 40 children here. Looking at the snow prints, does not look like there's any snow prints of any young children. And all of these windows are completely blacked out. Let's see if we could just talk to
Yeah,
somebody.
yes, Greg.
Can I enroll my son Joey
I'm sorry.
in the daycare here?
I don't mean to disrespect. You know, sorry, Greg, but yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Don't think less of me, okay? Tony P, I have a problem, bro. I do. You know what my problem is, Tony P? Every time I see your name, I can't get that vision of that horrible picture of you in the pink shorts. I'm like, everything. Oh, Tony P in the house. Ah, come on, man. Why do you have to post it? God.
Well, do you have the paperwork where I can enroll a child? Who are you? Oh, my name's Nick Shirley. I was wondering if I could enroll a child. My name.
Hey, Tony P. Hey, look, it's T-Sply. Hi, T-Sply. What's up, bro? Tony P. Polly made that picture of you with the pink shorts. That's her desktop wallpaper.
I have a son named Joey.
Who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
So where you come from?
Yeah, I'm just coming out and seeing
Where
if
you
I could
come
enroll
from?
my child, Joey. We just want to get a statement as to why this daycare needs $1.26 million, and if it's even possible to enroll somebody like my child, my imaginary child, Joey. No, you guys can't give a clear statement, or could you even give me a paper to enroll a child into the daycare? Just to show that you guys are a legit business. It would debunk all.
Everybody make him feel really uncomfortable and say hi to T-Sply. Hello, T-Sply. He doesn't think, guys, he doesn't think that he's like well known. He's like, I can't believe people know me. What? No. I can't believe people know me. I know why people know you. And he makes 5 videos to my 1 video, guys.
Claims if you could just give me a piece of paper saying where to enroll a child. You can't do that. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I hope this place actually is holding 47 children, because you guys are receiving $1.26 million in this year alone. So have a great rest of your day. They won't even give us a paper to enroll a child. Could have debunked all their claims. They can't even do it. One of the big talks about the fraud is about Quality Leering Center. It's a daycare that has received $1.9 million. It's licensed for over 99 children. And instead of quality learning, it says quality leering outside. But the big controversy about the Quality Leering Center is that Somalians, after the video went live, they all of a sudden started shuffling children into the daycare. But at the same time, the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was on a live stream saying they had closed the daycare a week ago.
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
How much money has this place all received? And what's...
So this is the one that's licensed for 99 children. This fiscal year, they've received $1.9 million. And in fiscal year 2024, they had received about $2.2 million. So about $4 million in the last 2 fiscal years.
We're up in the Quality Leering Center, 1-800-FRAUD, as now it had been confirmed that this place was closed down, and now they're shuffling children into the daycare.
So Tiki Brown said this facility was closed.
Oh, she said a week ago.
And now magically it's full of cars. So how can it be closed if people are coming and going?
Fraud. Why do you have everybody
Yeah.
Okay, this is the owner right here.
They can record it. We just need to get off the property.
Okay.
So you guys can record.
And so how come they said this building was closed?
Okay, but let's go to the...
We're trying to speak to the owner. They won't even answer a simple question. Look, now he's going inside.
Sir, don't run though. It looks suspicious when you run, brother. and you can smile, but you look, bro.
Sir,
just come
I'm right
speak.
here.
He's right here to speak to you.
I'm right here.
Don't do that. Oh,
You can't
man.
defend the fraud.
Oh, come on. At the daycare doing, hey, not at the daycare doing the middle finger though.
We have like 100
My name is
cameras on
Johnny.
it.
Now, both of these people have interesting ties with politicians inside of Minnesota. For instance, the man who's running the daycare, he was celebrating with Mayor Fry after he won re-election of mayor inside of Minneapolis.
Is T-Spy live? Oh, he is live, taking my fucking crowd. That's nice. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's just wonderful.
And then this lady right here seems to be a friend of Ilhan Omar, as she has photos with her outside of the restaurant, and she also has videos of her giving a tour to a separate daycare to Mayor Fry. It really makes you wonder why these politicians haven't fought against the fraud, knowing that it's happened in locations like Quality Learning Center. Meanwhile, they're taking photos and celebrating with them at events. What's your message, people, on the fraud here in Minnesota?
This is part of the cover-up. They're trying to cover their tracks. So let me say this on camera. If you can prove that any of the information that I have here is false, I'll give you $100,000 cash.
Okay.
If any of it's false or inaccurate in any way. Anybody want to take me up? And if you can't prove it, you have to give me $100.
So you saying all that's real?
100%. I'll give you $100,000 if you can disprove my information.
See, they all went silent. Silent.
Anybody? Your $100 versus my $100,000 cash.
They're all silent. What do you think about the fraud here?
Hey, the fraud here in Minnesota, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Like, what do you mean specifically? What do you mean?
Yeah, how do you feel about this daycare, for instance, receiving $1.9 million? And they couldn't even spell learning right. They spelled leering.
Hey, man, Somalis, they're an interesting creature. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say too much. I'm already too hot. But, I mean, Tim Walz, you gotta solve this stuff. Minnesota really cracked down on this because they've been doing this for years. So.
Should Tim Walz be prosecuted?
Hell yeah.
And at this point, you're probably wondering where all the millions and billions of dollars has gone. Well, it's been well tracked that a lot of the money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, has been funneled through TSA at the airport inside of Minnesota. It's been well tracked and documented. Even in 2017, there was reports coming from the local Fox News station, and
He just randomly goes live, and he's got like 1,300 viewers. The fuck, dude.
I was actually able to meet up with a whistleblower who used to work as an agent at TSA on the side of narcotics, and he saw millions of dollars go through TSA.
And what kind of fraud did you see take place here in Minnesota?
So I worked for the airport police for 31 years. 24 of those years
I can't even
worked
get
in
a 200
narcotics at MSP Airport. And my recollection was from about 2015-16 to 2021 when I retired. I would get emails from our dispatch saying like 2 male Somali descent individuals. They would give us their names. They claimed the cash, that they had a large amount of cash at the checkpoints. We'd get all this information in an email, and I believe they would send it right away. So TSA would contact our dispatch telling us this, then our dispatch would relay the info via email to us.
And how much was the money?
The money, the smallest amount in a suitcase that I heard was like $750,000. But generally, it was anywhere from $1 million to $6 million in a suitcase. And there usually was, as far as I can remember, there was always 2 individuals traveling.
Yes, Chris, I would.
So
yes,
you would have maybe one guy with 2.2 million and another guy with 3 million. And
at airports, you're able to take $10,000 without declaring it. How are these guys able to take millions of dollars?
Because as far as I know, as long as they declared it, they were fine. So then TSA would contact
Oh, he's got 20
HSI and Customs,
2300.
and I'm sure they got the information. We got the information. My administration knew about it, and I trust that they sent that on to higher state officials on this, but nothing was ever done the whole time I was there. I talked to one individual. We were going after narcotic cash leaving the airport. This was always fraud. We had no nexus to that this cash was related to narcotics. So our hands were kind of tied. We couldn't do a whole lot.
How do you suspect these Somalians had millions of dollars to move in an airport?
We would rack our heads all the time, like, where are they getting this? Where in the world are they getting this money? And I had heard about these daycares and whatnot, but I mean, I thought at the time, okay, maybe they had 10 daycares, but apparently they have a lot more than that. We were all just racking our heads.
Joe, you wouldn't be saying that if you knew how much people can make off of YouTube. Nick Shirley's rich. Don't let his appearance fool you. He's rich from his own hard work and YouTube money. YouTube money is for real money. Like, you'd be surprised. Like $50,000 a month, Joe. I think he can afford to go out and investigate.
Trying to figure this out.
So you openly saw just millions of dollars get moved through these airports.
I saw one time. I saw an open suitcase with the cash because we were looking into seeing if it was narcotics related, which it was not.
How much money do you think moved through the airport in your time?
Millions, literally millions and millions. I mean, we're talking for a good 5-6 years, you're talking, I don't know, 5 to 6 million a week. It would happen twice a week. You would get twice a week where there would be somebody flying, two people flying out with $1 to $2 to $3 to $4 or $5 million twice a week, every week, without fail.
And where were those people traveling to?
So this is the word I got, that they would fly to Atlanta, take a flight from Atlanta to Dubai, and then apparently what I had heard was it was too busy to, or too dangerous.
No, they don't, Joe. They don't.
Go any
You're
further
wrong.
with it, so they'd wire the money to Somalia.
Joe, that's more of you making up your own fucking stupid facts again. You can't do that. You don't get to just say something that you think is true and then call it a fact and run with it. They don't. Nobody's propping these people up. Nobody pays me to make positive Trump videos. Fucking hell, I wish they would. I am for sale. What the fuck?
Whether they scraped a whole bunch off the top and did that, I don't know.
Wow, so they take the money from Minnesota, take it to Atlanta, and then take it to Dubai, and then from Dubai they then wire the money.
Correct. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I was told by other investigators.
So all the taxpayers' dollars were getting funneled through the airports and then taken to Dubai to be sent to Somalia.
Yes. Yes. It appears that's how it all went down, yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much.
Until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices.
Okay, so this is happening. If you guys are unaware, on January 30th, that is the deadline where funding runs out for Homeland Security. And progressives within the Democrat Party are announcing in the House and Senate they're calling on their party to hold firm in opposition to a funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security unless it comes with conditions. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, who cares? The Republicans run the House, they run the Senate, it doesn't matter what they say, but I think it's very crucial we understand this is out there. These are lawmakers who are quite literally threatening to not vote, to not want to give money to Homeland Security to conduct deportation operations because they want changes. And when we dig into these reforms can really change how Homeland Security have been operating. I mean, one of them is limiting Customs and Border Protection agents to the border and requiring judicial warrants. That would mean we wouldn't see Chief Bovino in Minneapolis and within the interior of the United States. And the Trump administration heavily relies on Border Patrol and ICE working together as far as working anywhere in the United States, not only on the border. So as you guys can see, these are huge implications, and I understand this most likely won't get passed, but nonetheless, we should be listening. We shouldn't be ignoring, because this is out there. This is on the table. So let's dig into it and see exactly what this is all about. And make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel. And by turning on notifications and subscribing, that helps out a lot as well. So let's see what this is all about.
Thank you all for being here. As the Deputy Chair of the Progressive Caucus, I am grateful to have our members united to ensure the Department of Homeland Security faces accountability. Last week, the nation watched an ICE agent shoot a Minnesota resident in broad daylight. Not once, not twice.
How do we allow people like this to become members of our government?
But 3 times. I am beyond heartbroken and outraged that the Trump administration's actions led to Renee Nicole Good's murder. Her final words before being shot were calm and non-threatening. She said, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." Those are the words of someone attempting to de-escalate, not someone posing a lethal threat. After the shots were fired, the agent is heard saying, "Fucking bitch." This did not happen in isolation. This was not an accident, and it was certainly not inevitable. This killing is the direct consequence of deliberate choices made by Donald Trump and his administration. Over the last few months, the president has repeatedly inflamed tensions, espoused hateful rhetoric, and intensified attacks on Minnesotans, especially the Somali community.
Okay, so please leave your comments down below how you feel about this so far. Now, one thing I do want to mention, to be fair to the story, ICE has always been in Minnesota for quite a while now. And on my channel, I know a lot of you know this if you're subscribed to my channel, we've been covering St. Paul and Minneapolis for quite some time. There have been clashes between agents, and it never made the mainstream media. There have been incidents where a firearm had to be used against an illegal immigrant, and we didn't hear about that in the St. Paul area as well. Now, all of a sudden, there is this microscope or this implication like this is a brand new story, and without a doubt, yes, there are more federal agents in Minneapolis and St. Paul, but this is not a brand new operation in the sense of deportations were always happening, and we have seen clashes. It just so happens there's a lot more federal agents on the ground currently.
ICE's increasingly violent actions have terrorized our state and culminated in this needless loss of life. This is what happens when you give people with guns impunity. Dangerous things take place. To be clear, demanding accountability is not radical. Calling for systematic reforms are not extreme. This is the bare minimum required to restore safety and justice back to our communities. The American people deserve answers and accountability. They deserve to live without fear of federal agents acting as judge, jury, and executioner in our streets. And so today, I am glad to announce that the Congressional Progressive Caucus has adopted an official position to hold ICE accountable. Our caucus members will oppose all funding for immigration enforcement in any appropriation bills until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices.
Okay, so that's very crucial. That wording right there pretty much translates to we're never going to vote we're never going to vote for this money for Homeland Security unless we have these reforms. And again, we'll dig into those reforms, and I'm sure you know what some of them probably are since we've been hearing about like the masks and things like that. But again, this is like a straight, I don't want to say threat, but this is a very big implication of what's to possibly come as far as another battle between Republicans and Democrats and trying to figure out who's going to give the funding and who's not based off of these reforms.
We cannot and we should not continue to fund agencies that operate with impunity, that escalate violence, and that undermine the very freedoms this country claims to uphold. ICE has no place in terrorizing Minneapolis or any American community. Together, we will stand united to ensure we put a check on the pattern of violence and lawlessness from this administration. Next, I want to introduce...
Okay, so leave your comments down below how you feel about this. It should be noted
What do you think about that van?
Omar, I've pointed this out before, has been really active within the last week as far as talking about ICE in Minneapolis, actually visiting an ICE facility in St. Paul, and then being told, hey, you have to leave. So we've been seeing a lot more of Congresswoman Omar in regards to the situation that occurred in Minneapolis with the shooting and so on. So we've been seeing a lot of her recently, to include she was actually in a protest in Minneapolis as well. Okay, so from here, let's dig into what these reforms are all about. And I think you guys can all probably guess what the first one is going to be. It has been talked about almost every single day, it seems like, the removal of face coverings for ICE agents. Now, many people get this talking point wrong. And what am I talking about? Well, the director of ICE himself, Todd Lyons, has been on record time and time again. He doesn't like the face coverings either. He fully admits that it's not the best way to garnish trust with people. It can come off as intimidating. That is directly from Todd Lyons. However, he understands that over the summer, there has been an increase of leaking who the agents are. And if you don't believe anyone, you can just go take a look at what happened in Portland with the federal agents who were protecting the Portland ICE building. Their faces and their families were getting posted on flyers just outside of the building. So with that understanding, Todd Lyons has straight up said, we have no other choice. We have to allow them to wear face coverings. Otherwise, they have no other way to combat them getting leaked on the internet and to the public. So you can leave your comments down below how you feel about that. And the other reform that they're looking for is the requirement of a warrant for an arrest. So many people also get this talking point wrong. Generally speaking, we have to make this distinction between Border Patrol and ICE. When we're talking about deportations and operations, we really have to figure out what is going on here. Is this a broad sweep or is this a targeted arrest? Typically speaking, ICE does operate with a warrant. Now, to get even more nerdy about it, you have several different kinds of warrants. So I'm not sure exactly what they mean by this because ICE can technically sign their own warrants if they want, or you can get a judicial warrant. But nonetheless, again, this could change how everything is done because this would really limit how ICE operates. Every single thing will have to be a warrant, and you cannot ask in public, according to this reform, I cannot inquire if I'm an ICE agent and I ask you, are you a legal citizen? Are you illegal? Are you supposed to be in this country? You technically can't do that because you don't have a warrant. Now, the other really big one that stood out to me was limiting Customs and Border Protection agents to the border. Now, for those of you that are unaware, when we say the border in the United States is legally 100 miles from whatever border we're talking about. It's not like I crossed the border 5 feet into the border. No, there's an understanding that within a 100-mile buffer, Border Patrol can operate within this border. Now, once Border Patrol extends beyond that, we're talking about the interior of the United States. And when we look at the tactics of how Homeland Security has been operating, there's no denying that Homeland Security heavily relies on brute force or numbers as far as an element of Border Patrol, an element of like the FBI, an element of the DOJ, an element of ICE. Everyone works together. We back each other up. In fact, recently in Minneapolis, Minneapolis, I think you guys probably saw the clips. We saw Border Patrol defending a federal building, and then an hour later, they were out on mission, and then they were back defending the federal building. That is not the job of Border Patrol, but nonetheless, Border Patrol is doing all of these different elements. What I'm trying to say is this would change how the Trump administration would have to operate as far as how these operations are being conducted. All hands on deck quite literally means all hands on deck. And when Democrats are saying we want to limit Border Patrol to just the border, that would take away a massive element. Now, one of the other big reforms would be greater oversight on private detention facilities that hold immigrants. So one thing you guys have to understand is that recently Congresswoman Omar actually got told you have to leave the facility you're trying to do oversight in within St. Paul, because the oversight you're at actually got money from the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill, and that has nothing to do with the funding you get from the general funding as far as what Homeland Security gets. And because of that, she had to leave. So that's why I highly suspect that was put in there as far as wanting reforms and wanting to pass a bill, and we'll vote with you Republicans if you give us these reforms. Okay, now from here, let's go to Representative Maxwell Frost. He would be involved with this progressive caucus and wanting these reforms.
You have also, Congressman, called the ICE officer involved in this incident a murderer. You have said it is murder. Now, there has been no completed investigation. There's been very little evidence offered up besides a viral video. And I'm curious if that condemnation of yours, with so little evidence, so quickly, without an investigation, is how you are telling the rest of us how to define due process.
And leave your comments down below how you feel about this. In fact, this was the same critique Kristi Noem gave back to Jake Tapper on CNN, and she said, hey, if you're going to be asking me all these hard questions and all these implications on Homeland Security, you better be asking that same question towards the mayor of Minneapolis. And again, I know that was CNN and now we're on Fox News, but there's been a lot of back and forth as far as accusations, implications, and the questions being asked across the board here.
What I'm saying is the fact that I saw
I don't know, Tin Man.
with my own eyes of that man looking the woman in the face.
Honestly, guys, it looks like we're just going to be doing our show and that's it. I don't know. Tommy's sick, so he's not going out. Well, I'm looking for a stream right now out there. So, I mean, plenty of other people. Portland Andy's live. You know, Brandon Barlow's live. Quite a few of the other people who stream this on a regular basis are live. We can maybe put a couple screens up. I don't know. We'll see how it is in a little bit. I have a few more videos queued up.
Her in the face as her car then sped away uncontrollably.
Congressman, you used a very specific legal term. To use the term murder has a definition. Murder has a definition, and you use that. It's a criminal definition.
That's the term I'm using. I'm not. What I am saying is, yes, that officer is entitled to due process. Yes, there should be a process. But two things. Number one, Renee Nicole Good was not given due process. That ICE agent was jury and executioner in that moment for that woman. But number two, and this is very, very important, within minutes, do you know who the first person to come out and label someone in this was? It was this administration. When Kristi Noem, when Stephen Miller came out and labeled Renee Nicole Good
to say, but let's just suggest
and that
for a
is,
moment.
Wait,
we all understand
let me finish my point
they
here.
called her a domestic terrorist, but you have met tit for tat. You have simply done the exact same thing that you are condemning Noem for doing. You are calling an officer a murderer.
It is not about tit for tat, because here's the thing. It is DHS themselves that are saying they're the ones that are going to do the investigation. They're the ones that are going to look into it and do due process and look and see if it's justified.
Blade, yes.
Renee Nicole Good.
Okay, so leave your comments down below how you feel about this. Again, I always try to be as fair as possible, give you guys all the different talking points. And the Trump administration has also said, look, it's not like we don't want to work with you. You guys are the ones who said you're not going to be working with ICE agents. Now you want to work with ICE agents. And of course, you really have this legal divide or policy divide where now Minnesota wants to get involved. But initially speaking, there was no involvement between the police and federal agents when it comes to deportation operations. So just want to give you guys all the talking points here. Let us continue. Okay, so without a doubt, this is probably not going to get passed. There's going to be no reform as far as what these Democrats want. And I totally acknowledge that, and I think the majority of even Democrats would probably know that, because numerically speaking, Republicans control the House and the Senate. But nonetheless, this is out there. This is a significant development as far as talking points, because we went from we don't want ICE agents wearing masks to we don't even want Border Patrol within the interior, or we want a more limited Border Patrol to the interior of the United States. So this is a vastly different talking point we had just like 5 months ago at the beginning of the summer. Things are different now. And again, I totally understand this probably won't happen, but look how fast it did happen as far as a lot more Democrats getting on board with wanting reform. So I will be keeping you up to date with what happens here. This is probably going to escalate into some political drama back and forth, but this is out there, and every once in a while I do want to give you guys some political type videos and let you know this is happening. So thank you guys so much again for being here. I try to be as fair as possible in this video, and make sure to please pray for peace. We do need that right now. And also make sure to please like the
root out fraud. Vice President J.D. Vance announced a new federal task force which will go after people who rip off taxpayers nationwide.
So, as Minnesota's industrial fraud schemes spread throughout America and the government cracks down, the mobs are rising up, taking to the streets in America's...
Just so you don't think that we're watching old stuff. This is from 12 hours ago. Shout out to Cash Jordan.
Scam capital to plunder and destroy everything they can in an attempt to have ICE stop arresting illegal fugitives, as well as their door-to-door raids of fraud strongholds, which some elected officials are mobilizing left field armies to defend at all costs.
They just started marching. It's very loud. They have drums, they have whistles, they have bullhorns, and the reason is because they are going outside hotels where they believe ICE agents are sleeping.
And when people are disappeared in the darkness, American democracy dies. They are disappearing U.S. citizens. They are disappearing people who have proper documentation. This should not be allowed.
That's not
Those
true.
are calls to peacefully protest. Those are calls to violence, which we have seen every single day. Politicians are celebrating those doing hand-to-hand combat with law enforcement. Somehow they are now martyrs.
It's not just because of a beef that they've got with Tim Walz in Minnesota. They think this is a nationwide problem. Fraudulent taxpayer payments to businesses that don't exist.
Many different individuals protesting, agitating, and things like that. These agitators are out of control, and they will do almost anything, it seems, to try to stop our mission.
The hotel where I This is what mob rule looks like, and this is what's going to happen to all of America if the scam complex taking it over is allowed to keep going. And nobody's talking about how there is one political party in this country that benefits from all of this mayhem, while the rest of America pays a very heavy price for it. And that would be the left-wing socialists trying to take over America from the inside. But there's a problem. These fraud enablers find themselves in the center of $1 billion investigation that's just getting started, which explains why they're rallying hired armies of goons and communist sympathizers to storm Minnesota, trying to recreate the types of riots and mayhem seen during Donald Trump's first term to send a message that America's time is up. But the problem for these mobs is that there's one man standing in the gap, so to speak, who's not gonna let these criminals declare war on America and get away with it, not when they're protesting all his successes, like lower grocery prices, lower gas prices, and the removal of dictators and illegal immigrants from places they should never be. And caught in the middle of all of this winning and whining are confused sanctuary leaders who wouldn't be in power without endless fraud perpetuating it. But as you're about to see, some of these leaders know exactly what to say to keep the mobs angry.
And when people are disappeared in the darkness, American democracy dies. They are not only disappearing people who have committed crimes, who are in this country undocumented. They are disappearing U.S. citizens. They are disappearing people who have proper documentation. This
That's not
should
true.
not be allowed.
So Representative Omar says without evidence that U.S. citizens are being disappeared. That is supposed to make every single person in this country who loves freedom and loves democracy angry to the core. And it's working on some people. I've never understood how attacking and agitating with law enforcement while holding the flag of another country represents what's best for America. That's always going to confuse me. It probably confuses you too, but what's even more confusing is what happened after this. So the rioters, they think
He could
that
raid
ICE
me.
agents are staying in various hotels in the downtown area. So what do? They attack these physical buildings based on a hunch that there might be federal agents inside who are staying there temporarily. And since no sanctuary police came along and stopped them, they were allowed to start doing this. Guess what that led to?
That window is gonna break.
So there were people inside that hotel room. You can see them looking through the glass at these mobs that are just hammering on their windows, holding signs, wearing masks, doing every single thing that represents destruction, trying to destroy this building itself, which, as you're about to see, started happening the moment these rioters breached the lobby. But just before we continue, do you owe back taxes or haven't filed in years? Now is the time to resolve Qualify Act, which is what the sanctuary...
Why are you letting your city look like this? What the?
Hey, Joe, I got a tidbit for you. Joe, did you know that the Civil War started because the Democrats wanted to keep their fucking slaves?
What's fascinating about this is that right there is the same
Go ahead, be a Democrat.
who gets on television every time ICE does anything and says he's there for Minnesotans, he's there for the mobs, and ICE is wrong, and we're not going to let this happen, and we're there, believe in us, trust us. But no, that's not what these mobs want. They think that since they pay taxes, the function of their local law enforcement should be different than enforcing the law. Watch this.
You shouldn't be left to be lumped in. These mother... Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
This clip is fascinating for a few reasons because we've got this grown adult who's screaming at law enforcement, and while he's screaming at law enforcement, he's shocked to see that his actions embolden other mob-related protesters who are there watching this happen and how they try to take things a step further. He doesn't really understand the snowball effect that mob rule has on a place. But what's he screaming about? He wants the police to throw themselves at the federal government. He thinks that they are his personal sanctuary army to go out there and keep the U.S. border wide open. Both of those are fascinating, and it really goes to show you that people who are on this side of the fence, this left field portion of America, they don't care anything about law and order. They're entirely selfish in the way that they think. They think every single thing that they do is justified, and they think anybody that takes things a step further than they already have might be part of the problem, but not them. No, 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 never. But while the sanctuary police were fleeing the scene of a crime, something no heroic law enforcement officer would ever even think about doing, another sanctuary sheriff in a different part of America just gave these guys a way out and told them how they should be interacting with their own mobs.
Jesse, unfortunately, I couldn't agree with that statement more. lost fucking causes. I've tried. It doesn't work. You can't reason with a liberal. You know why? Because they have their own facts and they think you're wrong.
Professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably
What?
Trump's new army to attack
New army.
citizens of the United States.
Wow.
Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made up fake wannabe law enforcement.
Wow.
Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law.
No, that's not true. They're obeying the law.
The DA, and we will work with them. If
Why
they
is she
wanna come in this
like
city
in
and
charge?
commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke.
Ooh, she's throwing down. That's what the sanctuary police in Minnesota need to do if they want the respect of their own mobs. But the problem is, if you're a police force and you want to go out there and engage in aggression towards the federal government, that's not going to end well. That's illegal. And this is a police officer who says that ICE is illegal. Do you even understand how bizarre this is? They're out there advocating for total insurrection. They're out there saying that those who enforce the law are doing something evil. They're calling evil good and good evil. This is just ridiculous. But this is what the mobs want to hear. They want to know that their sanctuary leaders are behind them from top to bottom. That's what they're getting from elected officials. And now they're getting it from their own police. They're not even mincing words in some parts of the country, which totally reveals why these agitators are completely out of control. They literally think they're saving America.
As far as what was happening on the street, many different things happening, many different individuals protesting, agitating and things like that. So it's not out of the realm for that agent to be where he was at. I was out on the street today, Jesse, with the agents, and many similar situations occurred. Luckily, they didn't
Happens all the
result
time.
in something like that. But absolutely, agents are in a very precarious situation. Every single day they're out there on the street.
Right, and it was only a matter of time before somebody tried to take things too far. The problem here is that none of this is peaceful. It's being defended as peaceful by those who benefit from these fraud schemes, by those who want to see these schemes keep going, by those who have something to hide, by these leaders who are now in a lot of trouble if they get caught doing something. And you know what? It looks like they've already been caught. The walls are definitely closing in, literally and figuratively, on Tim Walz and his friends throughout the country. But the truth is, these folks, they don't think federal law enforcement is legitimate. They think those who obey the law and enforce the law are doing something illegal because they disagree with America's laws. They don't agree that if somebody crosses the U.S. border illegally, they've committed a crime, which they have. And to them, it's perfectly justifiable to get in the faces of the federal government and anyone who stands in their way, and here's why that is.
Across the country, politicians and even law enforcement on the left now celebrate those who confront and resist ICE.
Yep.
That law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE.
The domestic terrorists are ICE.
Wow.
We are not going to go quietly.
To arrest, to prosecute and fire this ICE agent.
You need to get out of our community.
I do not believe that the American people should be assassinated in the street.
You know what? It's so funny. These are the same people that say that the worst thing to ever happen in America was January 6th, and they blame President Trump for instigating all of that. But here they are in unison, and they've been doing this for years, calling for altercations and hatred towards those they do not like, yet they don't take any responsibility because they stand there and they say, hey,
T-Spy didn't raid me.
Peaceful. Oh, we're just being peaceful. These folks are literally calling for the overthrow of our entire country. They're literally calling for the mobs to get out there and attack ICE, and they are not toning it down. And is it any wonder why people are out there thinking that they're fighting to save the country when their elected leaders, who they support and admire in many cases, are basically adding fuel to the fire?
The streets. These agitators are out of control, as you said during your monologue, out of control, and they will do almost anything, it seems, to try to stop our mission.
Right. They are out of control.
Is the mission being stopped because you guys are showing so much patience? You're showing so much restraint. We showed video just last night of a woman bum rushing you and hitting you. I mean, how do you do your job under these circumstances?
Jesse, the mission is not going to stop, and it hasn't stopped. We've got thousands of agents in the largest Department of Homeland Security mission ever conducted. Thousands of agents here in Minneapolis and across Minnesota conducting this mission, so it's not stopping, and that professionalism is on display every day. I tell you, I am absolutely amazed at the restraint and the professionalism that ICE, Border Patrol, and all those allied law enforcement.
Okay, so when he's talking about professionalism, you've got to understand that the chief is talking about how these ICE agents, they're not doing what the sanctuary police in Minneapolis do, where they run away when the mobs show up. No, they stay there and they do their job. They do their job even though the mobs are screaming at them. They do their job even though the people that are there say, hey, we don't want you here. Hey, we don't like you. Get out of here. I'm coming for you. We're coming for your family. And they're not taking things further than is the appropriate response. They're not going out there and doing any of what representatives like Ilhan Omar tell us is happening. They're not going after U.S. citizens. They're not going after anybody except people that are in the country illegally and who should not be here. Now, the only way a U.S. citizen gets wrapped up in any of that is when they interject themselves in that situation. And when they apply force to a situation that does not involve them, at that point, they have to get arrested. At that point, their actions, which are illegal, which are an assault on federal agents, have to be met with something, or law and order doesn't exist.
ICE, HSI are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end
right,
in a deadly
why else are you
situation.
doing it?
And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in.
And this is the thing that the mobs have a massive problem with. This is the thing that they are very upset about. They don't think that ICE is a legitimate law enforcement agency. Therefore, they don't think that ICE agents should have the right to defend themselves if these mobs decide to try and implement their version of mob justice. But you've got to understand something. The moment an officer of the law gets up and puts on a badge and gets in a vehicle that is either marked or unmarked and goes out on the streets, they're obvious. Everybody knows who the law enforcement officers are here, and they make themselves a target. It's not like when you are driving in your personal vehicle and you're in the supermarket parking lot at Costco and everyone's jockeying for a place to park and you end up getting boxed in and, oh, this must be an accident or something. No, law enforcement officers are conspicuous. They are visible. That is their job. When they get boxed in, there's a reason for that, or at least they have to assume there is. If they don't, the consequences to them could be something none of us want to think about.
Those aren't calls to peacefully protest.
No.
Those are calls to violence, which we've seen every single day. People protesting to change the laws, that's what built America. That's what's happening, at least right now.
Yeah, not this. Not
Think about the
this.
civil rights movement. Today, though, politicians are celebrating those doing hand-to-hand combat with law enforcement. Somehow they are now martyrs.
And that's the thing. If someone does something wrong and their elected leaders get out there and they say, hey, that's not wrong because ICE is wrong. That's not criminal activity because the only criminal in this country lives in the White House. I mean, if they're going to get out there and say that, and they're going to defend these people, there's going to be people who keep going. There's going to be people who don't stop. We've been seeing that since Trump took office. That's been the theme of the first year and counting.
No, Jesse, I'll look at that. I will look at that.
The mobs rising
Yeah, I'll look at
up
that.
with encouragement from those who hate this president, who hate America, and want to see the U.S. border wide open and want to see all these fraud schemes perpetuate. That's why Tim Walz was supposed to be VP. He was going to be installed as vice president to have his levers on this country and all the investigations to make sure that these schemes that plunder America were rolled out nationwide and that you and I never found out about it.
That the country voted for. It's a shame. It shouldn't have to be like that. You anticipate that people are going to start throwing themselves in front of cars. You anticipate there's going to be more blockades. They're going to get more aggressive. Do you guys have the strategy, the resources to be able to handle this?
We do. President Trump and Secretary Noem ensure that we do have those resources. We have exactly what we need to make Minneapolis, Minnesota, and all the cities across America safe for Occupy America, Jesse. We're going to do that. And I'll tell you what, we're working for a dream team that gives us the
I'll be
resources
right
that
back.
we need when we need them.
Oh, that is not what the
Wait.
mobs want to hear. They don't want to hear that ICE and law enforcement aren't backing down like their own sanctuary police.
All right. Did you see this?
We're giving 90-day notices to places like California, Scott. Right away, we're going to send out that notice. Who would bill the federal government as people poured into the state to send those people back because no country can afford to do it? No country can afford to take in millions of people, pay for their education, their health care, their hospitals. You just can't do it. And we all have a heart. You can't do it. But many of those people are murderers. They're people released from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums. They're people that are drug dealers. They're addicts. Additionally, starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities because they do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens, and it breeds fraud and crime and all of the other problems that come. So we're not making any payment to anybody that supports sanctuary cities. We have also suspended nearly 8. Think of that Ilhan Omar. She lives in Somalia. They don't have a government. They don't have a military. They don't have police. They don't have anything. All they have is murder and robbing ships, bringing in ships.
They're going to hear that one.
Think of that Ilhan Omar. She lives in Somalia. They don't have a government. They don't have a military. They don't have police. They don't have anything. All they have is murder and robbing ships, bringing in ships, pirates. That's stopped. Same missile, ping. That's the end of them. It's amazing how that can stop corruption. Those missiles, they never miss, you know. The same one, exactly the same one. But think of it, she comes from a country with nothing, and she comes here and she tells us about our Constitution. I have a constitutional right to rip off the country. I guess she's a total scam artist. Anybody knows it. How do you let her get away with it? AOC +3. She was one of the 3. They're all scammers. They're so bad for our country.
Said F you, middle finger. Man, what president ain't gonna do that, bro? F you, middle finger.
That's why, you know, people voted for him because he's real. I just, on the first video we clip, I think he's right. I don't think sanctuary cities should exist. I don't see how that's fair to the American people. Like, I understand, like, people fleeing from war-torn areas and stuff, cool, whatever. But, like, for us to pay tax dollars for them to have it easier is just not fair. It's too many Americans that work hard and can't get ahead, especially in people in our generation. Like, people can't afford to get married. They can't afford to buy a home. They can't afford to do anything that we were promised. And we're watching people come to our country and get ahead and by exploiting systems, and we're being told that that's okay. It's just truly not okay, and I'm so surprised that more Americans are not mad at this. It's interesting to me. It's just completely backwards.
It's like they're not working, and some of them are millionaires now.
Well, I think that's the biggest part of it for me is not only is it, you know, that's the system that's set up, but the fraud that happens underneath that at a crazy high level. That's scary.
Billions, not millions, billions. And here is Ilhan Omar still adopting an official position to defund ICE.
And so today, I am glad to announce that the Congressional Progressive Caucus has adopted an official position to hold ICE accountable. Our caucus members will oppose all funding for immigration enforcement in any appropriation bills until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices.
I have a problem with this. We have 2, I don't know who that guy is, but I'm assuming he's the 3rd, but we have 3 people who were not born in America telling us that ICE, a government agency that's enforcing our laws, should be defunded in favor of people like them. I can't get down with that, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I believe that there should be legislation passed to ban these types of people from being in government. I don't think that people should be people born in foreign countries should be allowed in our government. I feel like we would see
So,
a lot
Luis?
less fraud to this degree. Now, do I think that there's other sorts of fraud that is happening in our country? Absolutely. Look at California. Look at all these sanctuary cities. Billions of dollars going unaccounted for, being stolen, being washed. It's like there's too many problems in our country, and we're pigeonholed focusing on one. This is ridiculous.
Just consistently blue states. High crime, high fraud, high taxes, but then they move to red states and continue to vote blue.
The rhetoric that the Democrats are saying is the reason why this type of stuff is happening.
We're about to get to the protests, guys. Looks like it's going to be Minnesota tonight, guys.
They sent these ICE agents onto our streets against the wishes of the Minneapolis police.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the protesting. I think this is good. But what we're going to do, because it's the Associated Press, and I want to make sure that I don't get taken down or any problems happen, we're going to go to Rumble. We're going to Rumble right now. I want to be able to put this on and just let it play. I don't think they can get rid of me if I'm on Rumble. I won't put their volume, but I will put the other people's, like probably BG on the scene, or this guy right here, Status Quo, looks like he's interviewing people, but I want to do it on Rumble only. The link to my Rumble stream is pinned. Okay? It's pinned. Right now, we have 56 people. We have 71. We should be able to get 150. He's wearing cookware as armor. That doesn't surprise me. We're going to Rumble. Okay? The link is pinned, and it's now, nothing changed for you, but it's now just Climatics TV on both YouTube and Rumble. Okay? We're going to do that. I'm going to turn back on that main screen right there, and we're going to have a party. You ready? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed my new intro. It took me like 4 hours to make it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Go back to the VOD and watch the intro. You'll like it. It's a brand new thing with all brand new clips. I love you, Polly. Thank you so much for everything. We'll see you over on Rumble in 5, 4, 3, 2. Good night, YouTube.